wee bit of decluttering and decision making. So getting ready for things that are coming into my collection from the holiday season, so we need to make a little bit of space. And there's some stuff that it's aging out, and I'll show you as we go how I'm kind of deciding that. Okay, so here we go. The first thing that I'm trying to decide about, and I think it's probably going to get decluttered, this is the Urban Decay from the Prince collection. I loved the iconography, of course. The powder, I'd been using it in my purse, but I feel like it's not really doing well as a powder because it doesn't have anything to hold a puff, so you have to have a travel brush with it, and I just never reach for it. So I need to figure out, I think this is getting decluttered because of that. I have a ColourPop shade, and this I just never reach for. It's really pretty, like that kind of peacock looking shade, but I haven't been using it, and it tends to, if I'm going for this color, I tend to want more of a powder. Having it in this position is not great. This is Mogul, and then this is Parasol. This is one of the highlightery kind of formulations. It's a blush. It's pretty, but I just like, if I'm looking for something that's a little dark for a highlighter and it's a little sparkly for a blush for me. So I'm going to be getting rid of that. And then this is from the One Size from Patrick Star. I love the way it opens. This was holiday last year. The thing about this is that all of these colors are in the new Mickey Mouse, the Disney collab. And so I have the other shade in this, the cider shade. This is the chocolate, or the cocoa one, sorry. So I'm going to be passing this along. This is the new Rebecca and Smashbox, the under eye. I just never reached for this. I had gotten it because Emily Noel, that's one of her favorites, and it just never really worked for me. I struggle a lot with concealers or correctors, so this is gonna go. Now these two, Il Makiage has a great packaging. Like, this flips up super easy. This is a really heavy component, feels extremely luxe. The reason that these are going out of my collection is that I have colors like this and other things, and I have one of the quads. It's a lot of product. It's hard to get through these in any length of time, but I've loved the packaging on this. So I don't think that I'll ever declutter one of them, at least, because this packaging is really something. But I am going to get rid of these two colors because I have those. Now, this is my favorite Urban Decay palette. This one is aging out. What I'm finding with this is a great color story, great payoff, great formulations. The formula started feeling different, and then this one started having a scent to it. It's never had a scent before. So for me, that's the sign that it's starting to age out. So unfortunately, I'm petting it, love it. This has been such a favorite, but I'm no longer able to use it comfortably, I don't feel like. So it's going to be tossed at this point in time because of the time. Just throwing things. Okay, so now we've got some of the Alter Ego. This is the Goddess palette. Now I have these shades in two of the Natasha Denona minis. Sort of this one is close to one in the star, and then I have the Christmas edition with this. All the rest of these they're nice neutrals, but they're just neutrals, and it's getting a little on in its age. I love the packaging. I think this is really pretty. Alter Ego does a nice job, but this one is gonna go. Same with the Shadow Kiss. Nice color story. Does a pretty good job with the Natasha Denona. Not quite the same, but it's aging out, and I just don't reach for it. If I reach for it, I'm reaching just for these colors right here for the most part. And it's just starting to age out too, so that one's gonna go. Now this is the Nabla Dreamy 2. I love the names of this palette. So great colors. I like that. It was always fairly sandy feeling for this one, but now it's getting to the point where it feels a lot drier than it was initially. And some of the colors don't read as much as they used to. So this one is just aging out of my collection. And this one, oh, I'm so sad. This is my Too Faced Pumpkin Spice. This one, it had a pumpkin spice, pumpkin spice smell, because it's the pumpkin spice latte palette. It was basic B, but I really enjoyed this color story. Just felt very autumn to me, and I loved that feeling of going into fall. The pigments are starting to feel a little bit different, and this one is different in that fact it's not smelling anymore. Like, I'm not really smelling a lot of the great pumpkin spice that I did. So this just was my herald of fall, and I loved it. And unfortunately, it just feels like it's not performing, it's not smelling, it's like it's time to let it go, and I'm just sigh. Okay, so this one is gonna go. Now, things I need to make decisions on. This is Lovecraft Beauty Basic Rituals. This is just really beautiful packaging, and there's a couple of shades that I just love. There's a deep blue, black, and a silver gray, and so I think this one is going to stay in my collection, because at this point in time I just don't have anything else like this one right here with that blue. And this gray is fairly unique, but this blue, it's very pigmented. You can see that. But it's just, even in a lot of my newer purchases, I don't quite have that shade, and I love the packaging. So I think this one is going to stay. I think it's staying. Okay. Now this is a Shayna B Miami. I like this color story. This is also a fun kind of a metallic gray silver. But I love opening this and reading Cafecito. That's actually the name, and this is a fun, very workable color story. This is kind of on the edge. I think I need to play with this. I think I need to put this in the try packaging and get to know it again, and see if it's gonna stay or not, because I'm feeling like I don't want to quite part with it yet. Now this is another in the holiday palette, sort of, it's fall festive. It has the fuzzy, and this is from Tarte. And it's got a lot of great words like your hayride and your apple picking and all that. This color here was another one of those blues that I really like, the blue-green. And I really like this blush. So I think this one is probably going to be getting close to aging out, but I think I want to give it one more hurrah and see if, because the blush and these two shadows are the only thing that's keeping this here. But I think I need to go ahead and put it in the trial and see if it's as great as I remember it, or if it's getting fairly old. So we just really need to see. So I need to put this in the must try again before we declutter it. And then this is the Essence, the Earth palette. This is a really great little palette, and I loved the green and the bronzy brown. These were great pigments. Really enjoyed using this palette a lot, and it was affordable, lovely, but it's getting where it's aging out, and I can feel the difference in the shadows. So unfortunately this one is going to go. Now this is in the Ofra collection. I've really been finding the old eyeshadows I don't really love. The highlighters are great, and then I am enjoying some of the blushes and the bronzers, but I believe at this point in time I have an extra one of this highlighter, and I have a bronzer that's close, and then I have a blush palette we're going to see in a minute. So I feel like this is probably going to go. I may see if I depan all these, and they're really easy to pop out. if I want to make my own palette at this point in time, I might do that. I might take some of the shadows and just, because it's a nice little thin packaging. And there's your color shades. It's the Good to Go palette. I got through this through Ipsy. So I think I may end up trying to pull all of that out and then make my own. This is the blush palette. And I've used this some, but it's just usually specific colors that I'm pulling out. This is a little light. So what I want to do, I think probably with these, is just pull everything out and then go through each one of them and go, okay, you know, am I just keeping this together because it's a nice little palette, but I never use something that dark? Or, you know, can it go with a different, if I put some little highlighters here. And the nice thing about Ofra is they've got all the different individual things you can pop in and pop out. Now these are my BH Cosmetics, and I need to put them in a rotation so I can just get more familiar with this. Some of these are a little older, but some of them I reach for them, but not as frequently as I'd like to really get to know them. This is the Love in London. This was a gift from my wonderful friend Z. And same with the Smitten in Switzerland. This is a really great palette. Like, I've really enjoyed this. Really cool. You know, I don't know what to do with this shade, but other than that, like, everything else works pretty well. And I want to be playing with these more. And then I picked up the Blueberry Muffin palette because Angie, Angelica. So this has all the different, you know, like the takes on the blueberry and then the more neutral sorts of shades. So I really want to be playing with this more. So the BH just need to be further in the rotation. So I'll put them over here. Now this is Samantha March's Life's a Draft palette. I love the idea of Life's a Draft. I think that's like fairly mentally healthy at this point in time, the idea of rewriting and writing. Now I don't, again, the old formulation of Ofra's eyeshadows are not my favorite. They tend to be a little dry. They're pigmented, but they tend to be dry, and I'm not really there at the moment. Now these are great, the blush, the bronze, and the highlighter. But I went ahead and I bought the River, the Chiclet blush and the River bronzer, and I have this highlighter in the larger and mixed pans. So for the most part, I don't use this because I don't use the eyeshadows, and I use the individuals of her over a collab for the blush, the bronzer, and the highlighter. So I'm trying to figure out if I can reimagine this and maybe keep it, because I love the Life's a Draft idea, but the colors I'm either using elsewhere or not using. So I need to reconfigure or reconceptualize that. This is the One Size palette. I love, again, the packaging is really nice for people with hand issues. And here's the color story. It looks a little basic B. These shadows perform really well. They actually really do well when they're on your eyeballs. The thing is, you know, I have other palettes that have these colors, and it was kind of a holdout because I didn't quite have these sorts of colors. But in the Hudson Valley palette, I kind of feel like I got these. And then these I have in a ColourPop, and then in a Pat McGrath kind of formulation with this one. So because I have these in other places, I feel like this is a really good solid palette, but I don't pull it very often because usually I'm pulling palettes for other reasons. So this one I'm going to go ahead and let go of. So now the big category. Okay, lip stuff. Now what I want to, let me grab a towel so I can off my hand so I'm not touching everything. Well, that kind of worked. So, okay, here we are. So this is the Tarte Jelly. It's a coconut flavor. Scent. It's just aging out. I have this on my desk and I use it all the time, but I have all sorts of things that I use on my desk. So it's just, when I used this last time, it was just kind of feeling like it was aging out of things. So it's going. This also, this is Wander Beauty. I have this shade in one of my NARS collection. This is just a little redder, more red of a berry. So I just don't reach for it, and so it's going. This is from the Ulta collection. It's a peach. And I just, right now, I'm having some issues with fragrancing. Like I'm just getting really picky about it. And so there's a number of things that are going to go out of my collection just because of the fragrancing is not working for me. So this is one of them. There's a lip oil. And then my Maybelline. Now I have a lot of the Superstay. This is the liquid lip. And then I have the newest one. These last a really long time. They wear really well. All of these in this kind of Superstay line. But they all have the same Maybelline fragrancing. And I'm just, right now at this point in time, I'm just not handling them well. And so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter them. They were really great products. Like if you want something that's really, out of the box, you just put it on and go, and it's really well. These are really great. They last a long time. They wear well. Just the fragrancing, the Maybelline fragrancing, I can't do right now. And they've also been in my collection. These other guys have been in my collection for a long time. There was one of the Superstays that was in the coffee collection. It tastes like sweet. It's like a sweet frappe, so it doesn't have the same fragrancing as these guys. So I did keep that. And I did keep my Maybelline Lifter Gloss, so that's still in the collection because they don't have the same fragrancing issues. These guys, these are Urban Decay. They're just aging out. I've had them a long time and I don't reach for them as much. This is a Rosewood and what's this one? Carnal. Great formulation. They're the older ones though, and I don't reach for these, and they're having a fragrancing now a little bit, but not bad, but I just don't reach for them. I'm gonna put these back in here. This is ColourPop. I really like this formulation of them. This is in the Peeps collection, and then this is in the Palm Springs. So there's one of the Peeps collection I kept. It was in the Orange Peep because I really liked it. This is the Peeps Orange. So I'm gonna keep it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but so I'm gonna keep this one. But the other two are colors like I have already. So like this is just a brown sort of a color, and this is the Peeps purple, and it reads more of just a light mauve, but I have these colors in other formulations, so these are decluttering. The Peeps Orange I'm gonna keep. Glam Light, this is their gloss formula, which I love. It smells lovely. This was in a series of lip glosses that were all bakery related. And this one is the S'mores, but it's just really dark. And because it's a glossy formulation, it just has the ability to get all over. So I can put it on and tamp it down. But I have other formulations that aren't quite as movable as this one, but it's a great color. It smells great. I like the formulation. It has a lot of body to it. It doesn't feel too tacky, but it's got a lot of body to it. But it takes babysitting, and with this deep of a color, I can't do it. Sorry, I bumped you. Okay, I'm gonna take this off so I'm not wiping it on things. But you can see that has pretty good staying, like as I'm trying to wipe it off. Okay, so now the next one, this is Yensa. This was my first packaging that had the pop. I see the pop isn't working. There we go. I'll learn how to use my makeup. This is the lighter shade that I have of this. And it's super light, and it doesn't really read, you know, that looks darker here than it does on. And just, I have other, I love the packaging. I think this looks lovely. I think that's fun with the pop out, but it's just really light on me. And so it doesn't really work the way I would want it to. It's just not quite right. So it's going. This is from ColourPop, the Harry Potter collection. This is the Ron Weasley. I liked this. This was fun. It was a little bit of a collector, but the color just isn't my favorite for this. And I actually have something that's just almost that, but a little bit better color that's in a KVD that I have that I like the wear of better. From the collector's point of view, that is really cute. But I got the gloss that's a Luna Lovegood, and that's what I'm going to keep for the collector's part of me. Okay, more Glamlight. This is the Glazed Donut. It's really super light gloss. Smells not quite as donut-y as I would like, but it's a light sweet. It's just I have this kind of a barely there shimmery color in other lip glosses, so there's just not really room for this, and I won't be moving through it, so this is getting decluttered. Same with the Frosted Flakes. This is a super light let me show you. It's frosty. I just don't really wear this kind of a color often enough, and the scent of it is like a sweet, but it doesn't really remind me of a Frosted Flake. I guess it should, but it just doesn't. And like I said, my scent stuff, I'm just being really particular about the scent. So this one is just, because it's in a sort of a color, non-color that I don't wear a lot, and because of the fragrance. It's not a bad fragrance, but it's just, it's, for some reason, it's just not doing it for me. So this one is gonna go. This is just a travel brush. This went with the, I was trying to take it with the Prince thing, Laura Geller. It's an interesting, you know, because this is as far as taking it on the go, but I actually have a package of travel brushes. This is, you know, like, I always think that like I should keep this because it's very slim, it's very compact, and it's a brush that you could use. I just don't use it. And I think for the coming year, what I'm wanting to look at is the, you know, I think I'm going to use something and I don't. I have very good intentions. You know, I give myself very good advice, but I seldom ever follow. So, okay, we're almost done with this part. This is the Glamlight Barbie collection. This is the liquid liner. This was a fine liquid liner. You know, did really well. It's waterproof when you get to it. It's cute, you know, as far as the packaging goes. It just, I don't use waterproof liners a lot, liquid liners. And I have the one size liquid liner, and I have a smaller KVD of a liquid liner, and that's really all I need. And this, because of the packaging being a little strange, it doesn't fit quite in my holder the way I'd like to, so it's getting decluttered. Excuse me. And then this is the House Labs. This is it looks like a pen you put in your purse. Has twist up. And there's technically nothing wrong with this, but, and it doesn't have a fragrance, but just this color, when I got it, I thought it would be good, and again, in store, trying to, you know, I'm just sitting here and seeing if I could do things with it with a tip. I like the concept of it. When I swatched it in store, I thought it would work. It just doesn't. It's just not quite the shade that I'm looking for, or again, I have other things that I feel like work better for me than this. So this I'm going to pass along. Okay, now, so that's where I'm at as far as these guys go. Let me put these back in. and now let me show you what I have in my inbox. This is my inbox. This is the Kiana, the larger travel size. And I'm going to show you, this is what I'm working on for my inbox, things that I've picked up recently that I need to make decisions on. There's other things that I've picked up over holiday that I don't need to, you know, have them sit in this and wait for me to try it, because for whatever reason, I know already that they're going to be going into my collection. But these are other things that I'm looking at, that I'm picking up and I need to look at. Okay, so this is ColourPop in the Springs. Now here's a deeper blue, like we were looking at. And they've got some teals, and then I have a lot of these colors here, but I kind of felt like I liked the packaging, and I was interested in this. It looks a little bit like some of this that I have in my Glam Light Frosted Flakes palette, but some of it could be different. So we're going to need to be trying this out and then looking at other things in my collection. It may stay just for the packaging, we don't know. And then I also picked up the Troublemaker palette. I am very interested in checking out these guys, and then they just have kind of the basics here, but I felt like this was a really interesting color story. I probably have this in other places, but I want to see how it wears and if it is going to be something I'm going to love. ColourPop had an awesome sale this year, and that's where I picked these up. And then this is the Control Alt Glam. I'm interested in this shade right here, and these could be interesting, I don't know yet. And then these here, so this is something you'll have to stay tuned, and we'll try these out and see what they're like. So we have those 3 palettes, and then this I got through Ipsy, and I liked the Shades by Shan. I hadn't been familiar with until Ipsy, of course. I got a bronzer that I enjoyed in this by this person. Don't know anything about him, so I'm going to be learning things. Look at me learning. So these are the blushes. So we're going to be trying those out in the coming, hopefully not an entire month. I'm hoping to be working through this. One of my goals, you'll hear lately when I do my video about my upcoming goals, is to move through things that are in the inbox a little more quickly, so it's not just languishing here. I got samples for foundation from Sephora. I'm going to be looking for another foundation to replace my Dior Backstage liquid foundation. Again, the fragrancing being an issue, that is a foundation that the fragrance does not dissipate. Like, I can smell that at night when I'm showering and taking it off. Like, so I'm looking for a new one. The fragrancing doesn't work. Again, with my ColourPop, this is the High School Musical blush, and this is Playoffs. And then High School Musical, again, this is the Freaky Genius Girl. Loved the name. Okay, so those are going to need to be tried out. And then this is one of their highlighter sticks, and I'm just going to be trying that out. So there we go. And let's see if I can see the name. This is the Snitchery collection, and I can't see what the name of it is. Anyway, this is the purple one. So I'm not sure you're going to be able to see that. But it's purple, and it's a highlighter. So I don't necessarily like the stick formulation for their blush, but we're going to try it for color. Moving on. These are the Glam Light Scooby-Doo lipsticks. I'm just trying to make decisions on this, because these actually work really nicely, but it's a question of, do I have colors like that? Do I have formulas like that? And, you know, so are they going to go into the collection? So I need to go back over. I've taken pictures of all of these, so I need to see how those pictures looked, and then do wear tests with these guys to see how they are. Okay, and then I need to make decisions on these guys. This is the Pinch Cheek liquid blush from Rare Beauty. These are just about the same color. This is a little bit warmer, this is a little bit cooler. But I need to do on the face because I don't want to keep both of them because they're kind of almost scratching that same itch in the same category. So I want to make a decision about these two. And then here is another one of this is from the Disney collection. This is Flynn, from Flynn Rider, from Rapunzel. And I just need to take a look at that with the wear because, again, I think I have a KVD, one of her new formulas that looks a lot like this color. I love the name. I love Flynn Rider and the whole smolder. So for me, it's just like, I love that part of this, but it's taking up space in the collection, and I need to make sure that this is actually a makeup product that I want to keep, because right now we're not at the stage that we need to be ruthless to do the Hannah Louise posted like ruthless declutter. But if I have this color, I need to decide whether the smolder of Flynn Rider is worth it to take up space. Excuse me. And this, just so you can see it, this is with the Luna Lovegood gloss, and this one's staying, I believe, in the collection. Both for, it's just a really pretty, sparkly, different colors, but it reads very light, and then it's the packaging, the collectible packaging. So that's Luna Lovegood. Okay, and this is, I got this when I was shopping for the Teresa's Lethal palette, and this is one of Lethal's lip glosses. This may end up leaving my collection. I love the way it looks in package, but on, it looks really chunky. It doesn't necessarily feel chunky, but it looks chunky. So I've got to get that on my lips again and take a look at it, because I think probably it just doesn't look great as a makeup on the face. It just looks cool in the packaging. So it was an idea. I was trying it. Now the other, so this is the lip glosses from the Barbie collection. These are all really great. This is the kind of pink shiny, gold shiny, and then more of a muted shiny. They all, have different kind of color reads to it, but they're all in that kind of light category. I feel like I need to, with a critical eye, look at these and go, okay, which ones will I actually wear as makeup? What might I want to keep for packaging, for collecting? And then if I have one, can the others go from the collection? And now also trying out, this is the Urban Decay from the Robin Eisner collection. I've worn these once for a look, but I'm going to be doing another couple of looks with these. I really like them so far. I'm pretty sure these are going to go into the collection. Sparkly black, and then this is more of a periwinkle sort of a shade. This formulation wears really well. It's really comfortable. It's really smooth. And these are probably going in the collection. I just want to wear them a couple more times. Okay. And these are things that I picked up in the holiday sets. This is a set that you can get off the Charlotte Tilbury website. And then this is the green shade in the color Chameleon. So these are just things that I need to wear, and that'll be going into my collection. I just want to have them here so I know I need to use them in a look. But this is, sorry, the one that doesn't want to come open. But anyway, these two were in the set on Charlotte Tilbury's website. So you've got the shimmery pink, and then you've got the matte, like the more deep, it's a burnt, I think is what they call it, shade. But anyway, this is in that same formulation. If you dry down, they stay pretty well. But anyway, these guys just need to be used and reported on. And then I have others in the highlighter Super Shock that I just need to take a look at and use, because these are ones that I know I want to keep, but I need to figure out how I want to prioritize them in my collection. So they're like this is Lunch Money, and then I think this is Ritzy and Koosh. Yep, this is Koosh. And this is Ritz.
These are great topper shades. This is more of a topper sparkly shade. This is more of a metallic slidey shade. And this is just a great highlighter that's kind of in that neutrally light, kind of champagne looking stuff. So these are just ones that I want to get more use out of. So they're in here, and I just need to figure out how I'm putting them in the collection, how they've been in my collection for a while. I'm just wanting to reprioritize them. Okay. So I think that's it. I have the Fenty for holiday. I'm just needing to get the refill packaged into this and get this into the collection. So it's just me dragging my feet. And then this is one of the ones that was needing to look at to see if I was going to be decluttering it or not. This is one of the other Urban Decay ones. Anyway, so there's the inbox. You should be seeing more of these things that are getting tried out here in future videos. So lots to do, lots to declutter, lots to reprioritize and try out, and then some other things to figure out how to swap things in and out with them. So anyway, there you go. We are ready for the new year coming on. Hope you guys are having a good day. That's supposed to be a heart. Love you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.